Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at messed up things that were posted on Reddit. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. A relationship advice post by a husband started by saying that his wife isn't the smartest cookie in the jar. The couple was struggling financially, living month to month, but they get by. Had kids too. Wife suddenly gets the genius idea that they could make a bunch of cash if the car crashed and got written off. Happened to one of her friends who won an insurance claim after driving into a ditch and was encouraging others to do so. Husband says no every time wife talks about it, explains reasons why, and finally makes her promise to not talk about it at all. Next week, the guy gets a call from the police saying the wife had run into an accident and is in police custody. Turns out the wife had been waiting at a traffic stop, then suddenly accelerated forward during a red light and drove headfirst into a vehicle coming from the other side at top speed. She wasn't injured, but the other vehicle had a mother and a kid who instantly died and another teenage kid in critical condition. Guy visits wife in custody and she acts all proud with no remorse as if she did something great for her family. Dude made the post asking whether he should come clean about her talking to him earlier about the accident and insurance fraud, which will likely change her manslaughter charge to murder and add decades to her sentence. The post stayed up for less than an hour. That's a shocker. What a monster, dude. She killed freaking 2 people and 1 kid is in a critical condition and she's still gonna act like happy because she won some money. Well, technically she didn't even get any money yet, but she thinks she's gonna get the money. Okay, well, I'm assuming she's already in jail, right? But dude, oh my god, how are you so stupid? Wow, this actually makes me so mad. Like, if anything, don't get other people involved. If you're trying to do things like this, don't get other people involved. Nobody cares if you die yourself when you're dumb. You know what I mean? If you're willing to drive into a tree and you die, well, people are going to be like, okay, what was she thinking? But you're going to drive into incoming traffic and kill 2 people? Oh, a guy was asking how to leave his abusive wife and take the kids. The wife found the post and murdered the kids so he wouldn't have them. Oh, I think I have read about this one before. Or I've seen a story about it. Dude, apparently this happens a lot. Like, there was another one where the wife killed her 2 kids. I don't know if that's the same one. I think it's probably different. But there are so many cases where the partner just kills the entire family because they're about to get a divorce or something. That just means they never love the kids at all. Like, okay, you can hate your partner, but what did your kids do to you? Like, are your kids little toys that you can just chuck away or whatever? You never loved your kids even 1 bit? Because surely if you did, you would not do that to them. Oh wait, apparently she didn't find the post, but he filed for divorce and then she murdered the kids the next day because she didn't want him to win custody of the kids. As if you're willing to use your own kids to spite someone. Those are your own kids. Your own blood. You had those kids yourself, woman. The guy who kept finding post-it notes around his apartment, thinking his landlord was sneaking in there and leaving them for him. Commenters urged him to get a carbon monoxide tester, and it turned out his apartment was full of it. He had carbon monoxide poisoning and was leaving the post-it notes himself. Whoa! Wow. This guy just had his life saved, dude. Thank gosh he posted on the internet. Thank gosh. Man, so he was like forgetting it, right? Like he was posting the notes and then he was having like some memory loss because of the carbon monoxide poisoning. Yo, that's crazy. There was a guy that came asking for help because his mother had disappeared. The post was sticked and the mods were trying to help the case go to media and authorities. It was there for a while. His brother had killed her and buried her in the house garden. Oh, what the heck are these stories, dude? That's terrifying. He killed his own mother and buried her in the house garden. I can't even imagine how someone would feel knowing that fact. The one where the woman lost her child because her own mother used coconut hair product on her child who had a coconut allergy knowing the kid was allergic. Dude, I hate elders like that, okay? There are some elderly who just don't believe in allergies. They think you're too weak or you just don't want to eat it or whatever, right? They don't believe in it. So they just keep feeding you what you're allergic to because they think you can become not allergic to it or something. It's so dumb, man. Dude. Sometimes things just don't go through their minds. It's crazy. Someone posted that as children, they used to play at this place in the outskirts of town with a huge river and cliffs. There was this special needs kid that him and a group of other kids pushed off a tall hill on a super rainy day. They freaked out, ditched him and went home, swearing to keep the whole thing a secret from their parents. Apparently the kid went missing, probably died where he fell and his body was scavenged by animals, or he fell into the river while injured because he noticed that the kid was missing and it was on the news. Someone replied to the post and posted an unsolved missing child case from decades ago, and it matched the story. The posts were all deleted apparently. So they just admitted to killing someone on the internet. I wonder how many people get away with that though, because you know, some people might just be like, yeah, that's probably just a made up story. That's just fake. Who cares about it? And then it never gets investigated. Do you know what I mean? Like, this could be fake as well. It could be someone just telling a fake story, but wanting to get likes and everything, right? So that's why some people would be like, oh, yeah, it's fake. Oh, it's real. Like, no one really knows whether a story is real or fake until there's evidence. Like, it's covered on the news or something. So yeah, crazy. Terrible people, but I'm just surprised that if it was real, why would you post it on the internet to incriminate yourself, right? The pregnant lady whose husband and father-in-law were convinced she would die in childbirth. We never did find out what happened. Right. We need to find out what this was about. The husband and father-in-law continuously brought up the expectation that she would die in labor as if they were going to ensure it happened. There was some additional context of how the husband's mother died in labor. It gave the impression that the husband and father were in some sort of use woman to make son, then killed woman lineage where they can raise the kid their way. I don't remember all the details, but that's the rough outline. What? So they were trying to convince someone that she's gonna die when she gives birth? And then she posted it online like, oh my god, my husband and father-in-law keep telling me that I'm gonna die when I'm gonna give birth to my child, so what the heck do I do? And then everyone's just afraid for her, right? Because I would be as well. That's so sus. I'll be like, why would they keep saying that unless they actually want her to die? That's scary. Okay, we found the story because I want to read it and I'm so curious. My husband and I are expecting our first child, which I knew would be a really sensitive issue as his own mother died in childbirth with him. We met with a marriage counsellor to talk things through at the beginning, and he swears he's been seeing his own therapist twice a month throughout my pregnancy. I don't want to call him a liar, but I'm fairly sure he's either not going or not talking about the big issue. He and his father, a hugely active part of our lives, are completely convinced that I'm going to die in childbirth. They won't openly admit it, but their behaviour has reached the point where it's constantly making me feel stressed and uncomfortable. When it was my husband saying, please make sure your life insurance is up to date, and I'd like you to meet with a lawyer and draft a will, I was like, that's kind of intense, but okay, if that makes you feel better. Okay, that's suspicious. When my husband asked me to go through all of my possessions and inventory, what I wanted to be saved for the baby versus what I would want to be returned to my family in the event of my death, I put my foot down and said absolutely not. Too morbid. No way. My father-in-law, who lives a few blocks away and eats dinner with us 2 to 4 nights a week, got on my case about how I was making things difficult for my husband in the event that he will be a grieving widower with a newborn. I'm just gonna add here that I've had a completely complication-free pregnancy and have no reason to think I will die screaming in the coming weeks. When I tell my husband this, he calls me paranoid, but I feel like my father-in-law wants me to die. His whole life identity for the past 35 years has been amazing single dad, never dated or had close friends or even hobbies really, and it seems like he's looking forward to being able to guide my husband through what he went through. At this point, I'd honestly be happy to never see my father-in-law again, and I certainly don't want him to be in the delivery room, especially since he told me he was putting his foot down about me not being allowed to have an epidural or laughing gas. He's a commanding presence, and I know that whatever he wants in the delivery room, he will get. I know people will say, oh, nurses would never let it happen, but you haven't met this man. My husband, in addition to backing his dad on everything, acts like my due date is my death date and has completely pulled away from me. Every minute with him is morbid, stressful, and a reminder that our marriage seems to be crumbling. No matter how many times I tell him his behavior makes me stressed and upset, it's just getting worse, and I do not want it around me while I'm concentrating on giving birth. Do I owe it to my husband to let him stress and upset me during labor? Is his presence at the birth more important than a safe and healthy delivery? My therapist says no, but this whole thing has been so weird, I feel like I need some outside perspective. That's creepy as. Why are they all acting as if she's gonna die on the day that she's gonna give birth? Like they want her to have a will, have the life insurance. They even talk about how the husband is gonna be a grieving widower. That's sus. Like, why? Okay, that's really weird. That's scary. Like, if this happened to any one of us, we would be sus as well, okay? We would be like, nope, nah. I won't be telling you when I'm having a kid. Like, I'm just gonna be having a kid in secret, man. They scary. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.